Okay, continuing on the Westside Trail tour here. This is that second tunnel I was just talking about with the two bays. They call it the mouse tunnel. These mice are dead set on preventing this guy with the hairy foot to encroach on their space. You can see all the eyes there, mouse eyes. So take a look inside this second tunnel here. I'm underneath Cascade RDA right now. Check this out. I've just added some lights in here, those LED lights. This is an old tunnel. Somebody told me they were over 100 years old. I haven't been able to verify that, but it's interesting to see these tunnels that you can just imagine when the railroad was running, that these trains would come up underneath these, right through these tunnels, and they're pretty narrow actually. So that's looking back south or east. And right up there on the ridge where the rail is the old West End Trail. By the way, there will be an access point here. You'll be able to get down right there where that ramp was that takes you up to the Kroger parking lot. So I've just entered a new neighborhood. This is actually Westview. And as you can see, remember I said earlier about the curves and the trees and just how pretty the Westside Trail is. Here's a good example of that, and it just gets actually prettier and prettier as you go north. The community of Westview is also historic. I believe it was 1910 is when it was settled. Muse Street is on my right. There's not a lot of room in the corridor here. If you notice, the corridor is pretty narrow right through here. So my understanding is that the transit will probably come out of the corridor right up along Muse Street where the West End Trail is, and then drop back down into the corridor on the other side of Lucille Street, which is this next tunnel that's coming up. But you can see this is a beautiful part of the Westside Trail. Westview is a beautiful neighborhood. If you ever get a chance to drive through or bike through would be even better. Particularly south of here. As you head south along Cascade, Westview runs south of here, and there's beautiful, beautiful homes all up through there. The building on my left is the KIPP Strive Academy, KIPP. That stands for Knowledge is Power program. And take a look at this tunnel. Here's the third tunnel. This is a very often photographed tunnel, but notice there's only one bay. So we've gone from 3 bays at Lee and Murphy down to 2 bays. Good morning. Hey, 2 bays at Cascade and RDA, and now we're down to 1 bay. So again, do the math. You need 3 to do the whole Beltline. You need 1 for the trail, which they've already used here. So this just means that the transit, the 2 sets of tracks, are going to have to come out of the corridor. By the way, look at this tunnel right here. Look at this. It's just beautiful. That transit will come up on that ridge right there, probably take over where the West End Trail is, and just a little further down this way, right around the end of that curve, the transit will drop back down into the corridor where there's plenty of room. So there's a good view. That's Lucille Avenue right above us. That's the tunnel that goes under Lucille. So if you've been counting, there's 3 tunnels so far. That's it for the tunnels, but there's a couple other bridges that we're going to go under straight ahead that are also pretty cool. So that's the tunnels are one of the neatest features of the Westside Trail, one of the real distinguishing characteristics of the Westside Trail versus the Eastside Trail. There are no tunnels on the East Side Trail. There's a couple on the South Side Trail, but that's another story for another day. So again, you can see that the corridor here is beginning to widen out. That's why I said earlier, there's a training facility. By the way, here's another access point right here. This goes out over to, I should know, it's in the Westview neighborhood. I don't know what the street is, but it's right there across the street from the Kroger. Yeah, the facility right up there is a training facility. It's a Fulton County training facility. And again, look now how much room there is in the corridor. It just widens. Right when we come through the Lucille tunnel, it widens considerably. Here's another access point. This goes out to Langhorn Street, that gravel access point right there. And right there on the left, on the other side of this kudzu, is where the Beltline Bears mural is. So I'll pick up in just a few minutes.